for something and sit right down. This is gonna be good.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to the WonderMama Coffee Chat, where we sit down every Wednesday. Look at this handsome guy. Today we have Luis Guaman. He is the founder of Financially Golden. And today he's going to help us figure it all out and maybe lay down a little bit of knowledge that maybe we don't have, things we didn't know were out there. Each week I bring guests, a guest who is intentionally bringing good into the world. And we sit down and have conversations about maybe things that we didn't know, but always with the intention of bringing more good. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Luis he mostly works with small businesses, business owners to help become financially golden, but he also helps individuals and really educates people on the financial world. So welcome to the WonderMama Coffee Chat. And thank you for coming because, this is a really important subject for all of us, is
Yes.
being financially, better.
Financially better, safe, secure, powerful. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So, obvious question, why this focus in improving the world for you?
So I fell into this just about a couple of years ago, a little bit, maybe over 2 years ago. And most of my career has been involved with sales and taking care of people, also coaching and management, training, things of that nature. So I love that stuff. I love developing people. I fell into finance a few years ago. This is what the space is. And yeah, my company, Financially Golden, it helps provides business owners with capital. So we help get business owners money. And one of the most attractive things that we start with, we try to get clients first, is 0% interest business credit. So we provide between $50,000 to $200,000 in 0% interest business credit for 12 months to business owners. If they do not qualify for that, we have a back end credit repair company where we can help them to become fundable over time. And if they're business owners where they do not qualify for the 0%, but they are currently making revenue, so this is most of our business owners, most of our clients, we can still get them traditional loans. So business term loans, lines of credit, HELOCs, SBAs, things of that nature. And why this is important is because even though I fell into this 2 years ago, I had a rough struggle about, especially 7 years ago, where I had about a 600 credit score, about 50 to $70,000 in personal credit card debt, and that was really weighing me down for a couple of years, and it was really not a fun time. And different things were happening in my life, but that was a really hard struggle. And so now my credit score is 810, and I have about zero personal debt, and all of my debt that I do have, well, the grand majority of it is on the business credit card side where I use it responsibly. And I am just building credit card points that I use for travel. In fact, I just bought a trip for me and my younger brother to Bali last week. The grand majority was on just points. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. And that's
Yeah.
what all business owners want. So that's the whole
So
scope.
as business owners, and while many of the people listening are business owners,
Mhm.
the Wonder Mama really caters to moms. And we know moms are business owners, many of us. But also, still kind of regular people, maybe moms who are looking to maybe start businesses. For instance, today, if I may, can we use an example of somebody so we can keep it at a place where I don't know all those acronyms that you used when you talked about that. And it would be amazing to just say, yes, I can give you, but what if we don't need business credit? What if we just need to understand what our options are, or if somebody who is interested in leaving and starting a new business. I would love to give you, we'll start with an example of somebody, and perhaps you can give an example of what advice you would give somebody. We'll make up an idea for her, but let's say we have somebody who's been in the workforce for a long time. I know a few who've been in the workforce for a long time, and now it's time, right? Now it is time to step out on their own because we realize that the workforce isn't exactly serving, right? Pays the bills, barely, burns out a lot. What would you say to somebody that maybe is a homeowner, maybe a single mom, maybe it's time to do something, but feels afraid to jump? Let's give her an idea. Let's give her, say she wanted to start her own marketing company, but she needs capital. What would somebody like that do? Single mom.
Those are two questions. All right,
Yeah.
let's go in
Okay.
order. I have experience in both. So yes, strong failure I've had 9 years ago on this exact subject. So I used to run a door-to-door sales company, and I was in the door-to-door space for 7 years. That's what I did after college. And 3 of those years I ran a company doing that. And so I got overworked, I got overwhelmed. I wanted to try something new, but made the very silly mistake of not transitioning. So you should transition into a new kind of role instead of just dropping everything and just doing something completely new that's different. My opinion is just my opinion. And what you should do is you should have your stability in check. You should know your numbers in terms of your life, your break even, and you should have that kind of certainty as to what's happening financially. And what you should do is you should have a percentage of your time and a percentage of your money intentionally focused on risk, on just trying something new. Because trying anything new, even if it's something that you want to do, is still going to feel risky. It's still going to feel emotionally unaligned, just because it's new, just because for the simple fact it's new. So what I should have done is do exactly that. I didn't do that. And that was very hard and lost a lot of money and lost a lot of time. It was not fun. So what this person should do is have a part of their time go into creating the marketing company today, like doing that, or rather, as soon as possible. They should focus on how to just build a site, just build an offer, just that. For their money, they should have a percentage of the money. So if you guys are already organized, if whoever's listening is organized in terms of their personal finances, having different divisions of, let's say, bank accounts, that's one strategy. I do that. What you want to do is have just one of those buckets focused only on risky stuff, only on trying something new, on trying a new idea, or putting that little bit of money into the marketing company. That way, you're going to get more used to just doing the idea, just taking action little by little, instead of like me, after I jumped ship on that old company, I spent 3 years overthinking on stuff that I wanted to do. And because I didn't have enough stability behind me. So that would save you several years, but also save you a lot of money. So that's what you should do.
Okay. So let's back up and talk about what you're talking about is a long time. There's a not a long time, but there's some timing in there. So what you
Mhm.
suggested was this person decide what their business is and start building it. Take
Yeah.
that time and also have a savings for risk. That is a scary word for a mom.
Yeah.
Risk is a scary word. Can you talk more about what that actually means in the financial world?
It's very much attributed towards, first of all, risk in general. You have to do things that are scary. So if we're talking about, especially for moms, if you're doing something new as your child grows, you have the most important job in the world. So as things happen, just life happens, things will be scary because new things will happen and you will be facing it anyway. Like that's just the nature of things. So for the things that are, let's say things that you want, let's say you want to do a business, you just want to try something new, you just are curious about something, that is still risk. And you really need to pay attention to yourself to really love yourself in a way that you're respecting yourself enough to dedicate, like I just said before, time and money to that thing. It's like dedicating time to yourself, dedicating um life force to yourself because money is a form of life force. Like that's a way of thinking about it, you know? It's like, cool, I'm investing in myself. So that's what you want to do. Speaking about it financially is you can have something small, like I said, a percentage of the savings, a percentage of the savings. So however much you're spending, maybe you just want to do a specific percentage amount, let's say 5%. So 10%, right? If you want to get crazy. But that's what you do for each paycheck, and you put it into your bank account or your bucket or your envelope or whatever. So that one account, you could say, is okay, with this money, all right, I'm going to spend it on this new course so I know how to do the business I want. I'm going to spend it on this mentor that I want. I'm going to spend it on this $25 page program so I could just try it. So you could just try it. So that skill set really scales on its the stacks on itself, and it just makes things a lot less scary over time.
So I like that. So basically what you're saying is the risky money has to have a job. The job
Yes.
is to build towards something. So we need something to point at.
Yes.
So this mom, let's say risk is a terrifying world, and working and building something already sounds overwhelming. This person's already burning up on fire, but putting a little money away, spending a little time building a website, thinking about what an offer, who you want to serve, all of those things, all of those beginning things, that's where that money goes. And then she's going to want to save some money too, right? Because no matter what, that's for the risk is building your business, doing the work for the business, right? That's that job.
Yep.
And then there's another job that has to also happen. And so um that's savings.
Yep.
What is the best way to save and grow wealth and to position yourself in to do something like that? And the question I'm leading to is, how do you get to a point where you qualify for 50, $100,000 in your business with a company like Financially Golden?
Okay. Okay, two questions. So for
Yep.
the first one, the person you have to it was really what we were speaking of before. You have to just take care of yourself mentally. So if you have the stability, that's great. I recommend the book that I read before for financial stability. I would read the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. That was a great book. And so you just make these different bank accounts. You give all the money a job and you start building the thing. That's the short answer. That's what you do. That's the concept. So you start slowly getting used to the uncomfortableness of, well, I don't know this. It's okay. You're going to try it now. Just do it in a very small scale. Well, I don't know this. It's okay. Just try it. Just do something, and that will get you at least moving. And I'm telling you, like I said before, I spent 3 years of overthinking. That's a long time to just not really do anything, but you really want to do something. That's very frustrating. That's why I can really relate with it. So that's that part. Now, what you need to do in terms of to qualify for, 50,000 plus, let's say for business credit, it's true that you can get business credit even if you have a brand new company. I've gotten a client who had an LLC less than 6 months old. I think it was $70,000. And not just $70,000, it was 70K in 0% interest business funding. So that's very leverageable. You can do a lot with that, flip it and be able to invest and whatever it is that you need. And so, in order to qualify for that, you need to have all 7 parts of your credit report in alignment. And so, it's not just a credit score. Credit score is just one out of the 7 parts. Now, I'm usually looking at a report, so I could just point out each one. But from the top of my head, let's see. So, you need to have your credit score in alignment. You have a certain amount of credit accounts. So credit cards, having at least three accounts would be good. Um, we could go through the whole thing, but okay. And I'm just gonna give you a short because it's a lot. I usually do this with clients, and it's just like we get really
Well,
detailed.
I just remember there are people who like if I wanted to do that, Lewis,
Sure.
if I wanted to do that and I I I I have an LLC out there, I've got good credit and
Yep.
it's time for me to really do something. Is it possible, right? Because it's scary. It is
Yes.
scary to start a business. It is scary to leave the workforce when you're responsible for your family and we don't want to make it too complicated. I think what I'm looking for more is the feeling, is the we don't need the technical, right? Because that's that private conversation you have. But
Right.
what's actually possible for somebody who's starting out? Obviously, you know, you've got to have your ducks in a row. If you're going for a business account and your business is brand new, then your own
Sure.
credit is used
Yep.
against your business credit.
Yep.
It doesn't get its own. Like it doesn't
Yes.
get to start like a brand new baby, right?
Yes. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, because that's true. The complicated stuff, that's what the company does. We do 90% of the work of what's needed for all this, and we make sure that you're in position. We make sure we do what's what. The 10% that clients need to do is just make sure they're verified with the banks and just some little things. It's not really a lot. So for getting started and what they need to do is they have their credit, let's just say, sure, in alignment, that it's good. And if they have their business just set up properly, I have a checklist on what to do for that. And as long as you have those things that are set up, it's possible to get approved. Now, the difference for business credit and personal credit that if, some of the people listening may not know is that on the business side, it just stays your business credit. It stays on your business credit. It does not show up on your personal credit. So this is incredibly important for entrepreneurs because I think it's a rite of passage, a negative rite of passage in America, sadly, that we try to put all of our business spending on our personal credit cards and the personal side, which screws us up, right? So I've done so before, and it's just not fun. So, fun fact, which is maybe not so fun, 70% of America needs credit repair. And I think just about 70% of business owners just don't know how to use or let alone attain business credit, you know? So, being able to have approved for business credit, sometimes you're going to hear online that you need to have certain accounts set up already. That's not really accurate. You do need certain accounts on your credit report, on your business credit, if you're trying to get certain loans, but you can get approved for business credit cards even if your LLC is brand new, is brand new. And the business credit will not show up on your personal. But the last piece of info that's important for this is that since 2008, before 2008, you just write your name down at the bank and they'll give you money. But obviously, since the recession, since that crash happened, then new implementations were put into place where every time you ask for business credit, they will still look at your personal credit. They are still going to look at it. It's still personally guaranteed. And so, unless you're doing like a million, 2 million already in your company and have business credit established, then they won't, but they will. And so that's why it's important to have all these things in order. And that's what we help clients do.
So say someone comes in and they have that and they have their LLC, they've been working, their personal credit could use a little help
Yeah.
and they want to do it. What does someone do what do you help somebody with when that happens?
When they need their credit. So we do like an MRI scan for someone's credit. That's kind of how I call it. Because a lot of people get like I said earlier, the misconception that, okay, if you just have your credit score that's well, then you're fine. That's very much not true. That's like having a house that looks good, but not looking inside the house. Like if you're going to buy a house, you walk in the house and see if everything's working. So underwriters, so the people who are giving you the loans, they look under the hood. They see what you've had 7 years ago, 6 years ago. The accounts are still negative. The accounts that maybe are paid off, but they're still showing as negative on the credit report. I just spoke with somebody like that yesterday. So what we do is we look at all these accounts and then we are able to dispute, or we try to dispute the ones that are negative. So the things that are not helping you. And it's possible to do because there's certain laws, it's the FCRA laws
What's
for the
FCR?
United States.
Sorry.
Yeah, FCRA is is okay, now I forgot the meaning of it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look it up.
Sorry.
Those are the no, those are good. It's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's right.
There we go.
I don't, it's like I had dyslexia in my head. The Fair Credit Reporting Act. So those laws make it possible for consumers, just regular people, to say, "Hey, this is not correct in my credit report." The fact is that the three credit bureaus are not government entities. They are private companies. So the private companies don't really care if they're right or wrong. They just don't want to be sued by the government. So they would be, or sued by you, it's possible. They would be getting in trouble if they don't adhere to, hey, I think something's wrong with my report. You need to change this. And so that's why we're able to do this in the first place. And lastly, we're able to create these disputes that if there's an issue, well, we tell them what an issue is. We press them by saying, hey, look, I need you to prove to me that this is right. I need you to prove it in this certain time frame. And then we call, we send physical letters, we update, up, upload documents to certain government websites, like all three at the same time. So we do all these things to make sure that they give us what we want.
It's really cool. And talking about, money and looking for funding is sometimes really difficult for people. And it it almost feels like an intimate conversation, right?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Especially if you're looking at a business owner and they have to tell you about something that happened 5, 6 years ago. They're not even the same person anymore.
Yep.
Why would why would somebody hire you?
That's a good question. So, first of all, is my experience with money. So, I know what it's like to have a heavy amount of credit card debt. And so, I'm very focused on not putting people into negative situations that can lead to that. So that's why for my company, it's not just about getting people money, but it's kind of an ecosystem that I'm really building on helping with credit, helping with money. And then if you need something that's related to money, I can refer you to someone who, let's say, that we trust that can take care of you in a different realm, right? Some people are looking for auto loans or they're looking for a mortgage. They're looking for different things related to business. Like it's a lot. And soon, maybe financial planners and things like how to get rid of your debt. Like there's these different things that I keep building slowly and slowly because the ecosystem should be strong. You're not financially golden just by having just some cash. You're financially golden by feeling secure and being confident in your money and kind of where it's going and how to build it, how to get it for personally and for your business. So that's one thing. Also, as a practical point for how to get the money in the first place. I know there's four reasons. I know which banks to go to, in which order, and I know what to write in the applications. So then, sure, for my clients who are making money and revenue, that's great. We can just present their documents. But for the newer clients who don't have money and revenue coming in, we can still know what's right in the application so they could get a proof of credit cards without providing documentation, without providing tax returns or anything, or bank statements, which is a very big deal. So that's very huge. That's how a new LLC can get between 40,000 to $100,000 in 0% interest credit. That's how we're able to do that. That's insane. Again, we have to do it responsibly, which is why we ask people what they're using the money for and how much they need to make sure it's done responsibly. And besides that, I have relationship managers who work at several of these banks, so we can speak with some people, make it a little bit easier. It's possible to get easier to get approved. And lastly, for the whole credit piece, when you're applying for a credit card or a personal loan or a mortgage or anything, you get a hard pull, you get a ding on your credit. So that inquiry stays for 2 years. You don't have to do anything to remove it. But if you get three inquiries, especially in one credit bureau, within a 6 month period, and then you're trying to ask for anything more, like more money, you will automatically get denied because it looks like you're asking for too much money. It's very unfair in the American financial system. So I mean, someone asks, so if you're a mom who's looking to go and to get money and you don't know where to apply or what to do or to get this 0% interest, which would be way safer, way better than just taking money with other interests randomly, then you applied it randomly to three different places and you get denied in two of these places. Maybe you get approved for one that is maybe a smaller amount because I've seen this before. And then after that, everyone else is basically going to deny you for like a 6 month period. That's not fair. Like it's not fair, but that's how the government, that's how the system is set up. The financial system is set up because even though you didn't know what you were doing, even though you didn't know how to apply, even though you didn't know what the banks wanted from you, because they don't exactly tell you, which is so wild, but we know what the underwriters want. All because you made those mistakes, they're going to stop you from even asking for fun. No, you could ask, but they're going to stop you from being approved, and that's not fair. So instead of doing that, because that's what 80% of America does, then if you work with us, then as we apply for three, we will do the applications for you. That we apply for 3 to 5 different products, 3 to 5 different credit cards, personal loans, whatever it is, then we will remove the credit inquiries from your credit report. We will dispute them. You'll say, hey, can you prove that we did this? No, you did. You can't. Take it off. Then we will apply for more and we will take it. We will dispute them again. We'll apply for more and we'll dispute it again. And we will do that until we get the amount of money that we need in 0% or non 0%. So that is very technical. That has to happen in a specific way in a specific time frame. And like I said, we do 90% of the work. You just need to verify yourself sometimes.
So that we saw a tiny little piece of you in there just now is
How's
that
that?
that not fairness of the whole thing. Like that not fairness, that
Yeah.
feels like a passionate pain point, that feels like, well, that's why. So, but
Yeah.
that's my real question is like, what I'm hearing is that this is a really hard thing. Like navigating the whole financial culture because it's a whole like separate secret society. And it's not a secret society, but it's complicated. It's like a
I
giant
feel
puzzle.
like it.
So
Yeah.
having somebody who understands the ins and outs and being able to navigate what you have. Like this is my situation and it could be a mess or it could be clean, but you don't even know, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying somebody who does have good credit and does all of things, they apply for three things and they could begin getting denied and not understand why. But
Right.
because you guys have your company or you, because so I want to know why somebody would want to work with you. You and I were part of a really great network of
Sure.
incredible people, and that's how we met through the Connected Leaders Academy. But And so I know how you got in, and I know how you know, what it takes to be part of that network. So I understand why I could trust you.
Sure.
Um, but it's a really tender thing. And so when someone comes in scared, how do you help them? Like because people need connection.
Yeah.
You're very you know the things, but connections really like how do you keep people safe emotionally and financially because they're not all going to come in with the right mindset.
The first thing is to give information. So for right now, I can't do this forever, but I mean, right now I'm doing credit audits where we look at the credit report. So then the first thing people need is information because a lot of the stuff, like you just said, is that people just don't know. People don't know about how to read XYZ, how to see the credit report, how to be able to see what to do with it. So, I mean, we'll talk about your situation. We'll talk about what's needed to be done, have different options for it. And I think several people worked with me before because also we say no to them. We're pretty okay. I'm very comfortable saying, no, this is not good for you right now. No, we shouldn't do this right now. Someone just asked me, one of my current clients yesterday, can we get $10,000 for this thing? I'm like, yeah, we could do it. Sure. And I'm like, sure, that's a commission for us or whatever. It'll be work. But that's not what they want. He's a business owner who needs something closer to 100,000, but he's not ready to get it now. We need to do these steps first. So why take why make everyone lose? Why not put him in the best position possible? And that's a lot of time what people don't want to hear. But so I think that's what is also a good thing. Well, a strong reason as to why people work with me is because like I don't need to be worried about what you want now. I take that into account, but I'm going to tell you honestly what's possible, you know? And then giving real time frames as a I know you don't want to hear it. I know you want this in a month, but it's probably going to take you maybe 4 months, right? But at least it's more likely to happen if you just take the advice, and then we just do it that way.
So I'm hearing our money needs to have a job. We need to know what we need it for and where it'll go and how long it'll get there. We need a financial partner who understands the ins and outs and somebody that we can truly trust, but also someone who's going to give it straight. Like,
Yeah.
yes, no, this is what we need to work on. And that is really, really cool. So, and you also are currently, not forever, doing a free audit, credit audit.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's that for?
get it while you can. I mean, they're gonna probably be $100 in the future per call, right? Right now it's free. I guess that's the giveaway, I guess. Yeah, it's just booking a call, and obviously we'll see if we're right together, a fit to work with each other. But in terms of just having a game plan as to what you need, do you need credit enhancement? Do you need a specific funding and how to get there exactly? Then sure, we can speak about it, and then we can get a game plan on how you get there.
Okay. So, can you believe that we've already hit our 30-minute mark?
Mm.
Wildness. Crazy.
You're
So,
fun to speak with. We have good conversations.
so at this point, we usually stop our live stream, but before I do that, I'd like you to tell folks how best to get in touch with you, and also to let everyone know that I will put his information in the description of the podcast, and where this podcast is actually available after tomorrow. There's an audio version available on Apple, Spotify, or Podbean. And you can also watch this back anytime on the Wonder Mama Place on YouTube. So definitely check it out. And um, we're here absolutely every single Wednesday at noon live here on Facebook. Next week, we have Jason Palter. He is an incredible, fun person. He's a hypnotist and um, with a really great voice and super fun guy. So definitely make sure. But before we go away, Financially Golden, how do we get in touch with you? And we know the free credit report or credit audit isn't forever. So when you reach out, you might not get him, but if you need that, do it ASAP. So that's the best way.
So if you want to get um, that free credit audit, then you can go to credit. No, go to financiallygolden.com. Go to financiallygolden.com and fill out the form that we have, the quick 3-minute form, and then book a call. That's one way to do it. You can text us directly at 332-244-5740. That's 332-244-5740. That's another way. And the last way is you can talk to us on Instagram. You'll either speak with myself or my team. Our Instagram is financially golden, and you can speak with us in the DMs. And if you're interested in yeah, and then we can talk from there.
All right. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And join us here, the rest of you. We're going to stop the live. It looks like something's going on, but we're going to stop the live now and drop into a private conversation in the Wonder Mama private community. for any questions that those people may have. If you are not a member and you are interested, the door is always open. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week with Jason.
So good. Yeah, so good.